You just checked your bank account. You got that pit in your stomach. You got paid like 3 days ago, but somehow you're already down to your last 50 bucks. You're doing that mental math we all do. I didn't buy anything, did I? And yet, here we are. Again, that feeling of being trapped, of wondering why money just seems to evaporate no matter how hard you work. It's exhausting. It's embarrassing. And if that's literally you right now, watching this instead of going out because you're scared to spend money, stick with me. My name is Liam, and I spend way too much time thinking about the psychology of poverty and wealth. If you're someone who feels like you're working harder than ever, but getting nowhere financially, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we are breaking the cycle. Look, there are a million videos on YouTube telling you to just make a budget or skip the avocado toast. And if you're broke, hearing that makes you want to throw your phone through a wall. Because here's the thing, being broke isn't just a math problem. It's a behavior problem. And if you fix the behavior, the math fixes itself. So, how do we make it literally impossible to stay broke? We start with one rule, one non-negotiable daily habit. It's called the 24-hour rule, but it's probably not the version you've heard before. Most financial gurus will tell you the 24-hour rule is about not making impulsive purchases. Wait 24 hours before you buy those sneakers. That's fine advice, but it's surface level. It doesn't work for someone who is truly broke, because when you're broke, the danger isn't the big purchases you think about. The danger is the drip. The average person in the US spends $157 a day. Think about that. The average household spends over $4,700 a month. But here's the statistic that actually matters. According to a study by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American wastes roughly 30% of their monthly income on what economists call friction spending. Friction spending. That's a fancy term for death by 1,000 cuts. It's the $4 coffee, the $15 for lunch because you forgot to meal prep, the $30 on DoorDash fees because you're tired, the $12 subscription you forgot about, the treat yourself candy bar at the checkout. Now you might be thinking, Liam, it's just a coffee. It's just a candy bar. You're being dramatic. And that's the psychology trap. We don't feel the pain of a $4 coffee because our brain processes it as a small reward. It's a pleasure hit. But here's what most people don't realize. The math on this is actually terrifying. Let's do the math. If you spend just $10 a day on things you don't really need, just 10 bucks, that's $300 a month. Over the course of a year, that's $3,650. Now, I know what you're thinking. $3,600 isn't life-changing money. You're right, it isn't. But here's where it gets really interesting. Let's say you're 25 years old. If you took that $10 a day, that one coffee and a snack, and instead of burning it, you threw it into an S&P 500 index fund. Historically, that returns about 10% before inflation. By the time you're 65, that $10 a day isn't $3,650. It's not even $146,000, which is what you would have put in. No, by the time you're 65, that daily habit of skipping the pointless spending is worth, wait for it, over $800,000. $800,000 for skipping a latte. That is the cost of convenience. You aren't spending $4. You are spending a chunk of your future retirement. That is the true cost. But look, I'm not here to tell you to live a life of deprivation. I'm not a monk. I like nice things. The goal isn't to have zero fun. The goal is to stop the drip. So, back to the daily rule. Here is what I want you to do. And you have to do this every single day. Step 1, get a notebook. Or use the Notes app on your phone. It doesn't matter. Every single night, before you go to bed, I want you to audit your day. Go through your bank account. Find every single transaction from that day. And I want you to highlight the ones that are friction spending. Now, here's the psychological trick. You don't stop there. That's just tracking. Tracking is passive. It's boring. You need friction. You need to introduce pain. For every single friction purchase you made that day, I want you to calculate how many minutes you had to work to pay for it. Let's say you make $25 an hour after taxes. You bought a $15 lunch. That's 36 minutes of your life. You worked 36 minutes for free just to cover the lunch you were too lazy to make. You bought a new video game for $60? That's 2.4 hours of your life. You spend 2.5 hours at work staring at a screen just to buy a different screen. When you attach a time cost to money, it changes your brain chemistry. It stops being abstract numbers in an app and starts being your life energy. This is the daily habit. It's not don't spend money. It's look at your money every day and feel the weight of it. Now, we have to address the elephant in the room. The reason most people stay broke isn't just the math. It's the feeling of scarcity. When you feel broke, you engage in what psychologists call the scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset makes you do stupid things. It makes you buy things you don't need just to feel in control for 5 minutes. It makes you buy the cheap boots that fall apart in 6 months instead of the expensive ones that last 10 years. It's called the boots theory. Here's a story. A friend of mine was broke. Like really broke. He needed work boots for a job. He bought a pair for $40 because that's all he could afford. They lasted 2 months. He bought another $40 pair. Lasted 3 months. Over the course of a year, he spent $160 on boots. I finally convinced him to buy a $200 pair of Redbacks. Those boots lasted him 3 years. He spent less money over time, and his feet didn't hurt. Being poor is expensive. It costs more to be broke. You buy the $200 beater car because it's all you can afford, but you spend $3,000 keeping it running. You buy the small bag of rice for $3 because you can't afford the $12 bulk bag. The daily habit of reviewing your spending allows you to see these patterns. It allows you to start thinking long-term. So, here's your step-by-step breakdown. Do this every day. Step 1, the 10-second rule. Before any non-essential purchase under $50, stop for 10 seconds. Ask yourself, is this buying me time or stealing my time? If it's a tool that saves you 3 hours of labor, buy it. If it's junk food because you're bored, walk away. Step 2, the nightly audit. Like I said, look at your transactions. Use the time cost math. Be honest. Don't judge yourself. Just observe. You're a scientist collecting data on your own life. Step 3, the 1% move. Here's the part that actually makes you rich. Once you've done the audit for a week, you're going to find the leaks. Maybe it's $40 a week on snacks. Don't try to cut it all out. Just cut 1%. Just $4. Put that $4 in a separate savings account on Sunday. The next week, cut another 1%. Your brain won't even notice the $4 missing. It's too small to hurt. But over time, you're building the muscle of saving. You're tricking your lizard brain into becoming an investor. Because here's the truth about money. It's a mirror. It reflects your habits. If you're disorganized with your time, you'll be disorganized with your money. If you're impulsive emotionally, you will be impulsive financially. I want you to imagine your life 1 year from today. If you start this today, just looking at your money every day, feeling the weight of it, plugging the tiny leaks, you won't recognize your bank account in 12 months. You won't have that pit in your stomach anymore. You'll have options. You'll have the ability to say no to a job you hate or yes to an experience you'll remember forever. That freedom, that peace of mind, it's not bought with a big lottery win. It's built with the $4 you decided to keep for yourself today. It is literally impossible to stay broke if you pay attention. Broke people ignore their money. Wealthy people watch it like a hawk. If this video helped you think about money a little differently, smash that like button. And subscribe because in the next video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do with that money once you actually start saving it. We're going to talk about investing for people who think the stock market is scary. My name is Liam. Stop leaking. Start building. I'll see you in the next one.